Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review, so let's just get right into it. So at the beginning of this episode, Spice actually ends up meeting up with Rashida to catch her up on everything that went down at Jessica's wellness retreat in last week's episode between her and Bambi. And look, Rashida did not show up. She said she knew there was going to be drama and she really didn't want to be a part of it. It seems like the only drama Rashida is willingly wanting to be a part of is whatever drama Kirk brings her into. Spice was saying that she felt like everybody was trying to paint her out to be the bad guy in the situation between her and Bambi that took place, and so she said that now she's going to start moving differently. She feels like every season of the show she's painted in a bad light, like she feels like she gets a villain edit. And I know that there's a lot of editing that goes into reality shows, so a lot of what they film we don't actually get to see, but I do feel like Spice needs to learn how to own up to the things that she does that's wrong, because it seems like she doesn't ever really want to admit when she's wrong in a situation. Now, I'm not saying that this beef between her and Bambi is all her fault. Her and Bambi engaged in the drama, and honestly I feel like they should drop it because the person that stirred up the drama between the two of them, which is Amy, is not even on the show anymore. I mean, to be fair, neither Bambi or, Spice were the ones that started the drama at the wellness retreat. It was actually Ashley who ended up mentioning what Spice said about Bambi's mother on the microphone at a concert that she did, and that's what stirred up all the drama, because Bambi said in her confessional that she wasn't planning on saying anything to Spice about the situation at the wellness retreat because she felt like it wasn't the right setting to do it. And so Ashley was the one that actually ended up bringing it up, and that's why the two of them ended up getting into it. But like I said, I feel like Spice and Bambi need to drop it because the person who stirred up all the drama between the two of them isn't even on the show anymore. They're beefing because Spice decided to do a cast album, and Amy ended up making a diss track about Bambi and Sierra for the cast album. And when Bambi was going to record her song in the studio with Spice, I guess told Bambi that, she needs to spice up her song a little bit because Amy's making a diss track about her. And so when they went to London, Amy told Bambi that the only reason why she made a diss track about Bambi is because Spice told her that, Bambi was making a diss track about her, which wasn't true. And so they showed the clip of Amy telling Bambi this information about Spice. So when Bambi went to go confront Spice about it and she asked her if what Amy said was true, Spice got really defensive. She got upset about it. She started arguing with Bambi. And then when she asked Amy about it, Amy lied and said that she never said this to Bambi. And so Spice ended up taking Amy's side and felt like Bambi was the one stirring up trouble. And I feel like the reason why Spice took Amy's side over Bambi's is because she already didn't like Bambi because Bambi's friends with Erica Mena. I do think it's funny though that Spice ended up throwing Sierra under the bus, because when Spice and Bambi were going back and forth with each other at the wellness retreat in last week's episode, Sierra got involved and basically told Spice that she shouldn't be talking about what people have and don't have, because Spice started talking about Bambi not owning any properties. And so that's when Sierra got involved and she said what she said. And Spice had an issue with this because she feels like Sierra is being fake and phony, okay? She said that in front of Bambi, Sierra acts differently towards her, but when Bambi's not around, she acts like she's good friends with her. And she said that when she met up with Sierra the day before the wellness retreat, Sierra was actually singing the diss track that Spice made about Bambi. So if that is true, that is messy of Sierra. Sierra made a post yesterday after the episode aired, and she basically said that Spice wasn't being truthful. She said that she liked both Bambi and Spice's song, and said that she told Spice that when they were hanging out. She also felt like Spice had ill intentions when she pulled her phone out when her and Rashida were together and showed that all three of them were hanging out with each other because she wanted Bambi to feel some type of way. So she felt like Spice was recording her so that she can have proof that Sierra was being fake. I don't know who's telling the truth because I haven't seen any recordings, but either way, I think the situation is messy, and this is why a lot of people say that they don't want to be friends with people who are friends with people they don't like, because it causes a lot of drama. Now, Yandy ends up meeting up with Kendra in this episode, and she's upset because her and Mendices just opened a restaurant, and she feels like the restaurant is not getting any recognition because of all these cheating allegations that have been all over the blogs. And she said that she feels some type of way about this because she feels like everybody's trying to dig into her relationship. And look, she said that she feels some type of way about Kirk and Rashida doing an interview talking about their relationship. And I do think that Kirk and Rashida were wrong for doing this interview and talking negatively about Yandy and Mendices and their marriage, because I feel like, Kirk and Rashida don't have room to talk. And I honestly feel like the only reason why Kirk and Rashida did this is because they like that somebody else's marriage is in the hot seat, because it's usually their marriage that everybody's talking negatively about, because we know that Kirk has cheated on Rashida numerous amounts of times and she stayed with him. And now she likes that her marriage is not the one being put on display. And it's actually now Yandy who is in her shoes. And I feel like that's the reason why they did the interview. And that's the reason why she's acting shady towards Yandy right now. But I do agree with something that Kendra said in her confessional. She said that she feels like Yandy is using this Kirk and Rashida situation to deflect from the situations going on in her marriage that's all over the blogs. She doesn't want to talk about all these cheating allegations, which she doesn't really have to. But Yandy does get involved in a lot of other people's business on the show. But now that her business is being put on display, now she doesn't want to talk about it. And so I just feel like something's going on between Yandy and Mendices. I think there might be some truth to these cheating allegations, and I feel like she just doesn't want to talk about it. Yandy did say that she's upset that Mendices hasn't spoken out and basically shut down these cheating allegations and people coming for their relationship. She just doesn't feel like it's right for him to just sit back and allow this to happen and say nothing. I mean, I agree. I definitely feel like he should say something publicly about these allegations, because I mean, if you're a public figure and you're out here cheating on your wife that everybody knows that you have, then why can't you publicly make a statement about the situation? I just feel like you're publicly cheating, so why not publicly make a statement about it? I will say I did like that even though Spice and Karlie have had their differences in the past, I like that Spice decided to meet up with Karlie and let her know that she's not alone in the situation that she's going through with Tilo, with this messy divorce that she has going on. I thought it was nice for Spice to talk to Karlie and let her know that she's there to listen and be there for her, because even if you don't get along with somebody anymore, you still see them going through something and you want to let them know that they do have some type of support and that you understand what they're going through. So there's a new cast member for this season, and her name is Queen Key. She's a rapper, and she did a performance in this episode, and everybody ended up showing up to it. And while she was performing, Rennie Rucci actually ended up showing up, and Jasmine is there with Erica Banks. And Jasmine was shocked when she saw Rennie Rucci go up to Erica Banks and greet her, because she thought that they were still beefing with each other. But Rennie Rucci actually apologized to Erica in last week's episode for hitting her a couple of seasons ago. And I think it was great that Rennie decided to, take accountability for her actions, because even though her and Erica Banks were going back and forth and saying some nasty things to each other, that still didn't mean that she had to make it turn physical. And I like that she was able to own up to when she was wrong. And I like that Erica Banks was receptive to that and she was able to apologize too. But Spice and Yandy are also at this event, and all of a sudden Yandy just goes up to Spice and started acting really defensive, asking Spice if they're really friends with each other. And Spice is just really confused because she doesn't understand why Yandy is coming at her like this. But Yandy said that the reason why she was asking to make sure that they were actually friends is because she thought she had a friendship with Rashida, but last season Rashida said that they weren't friends and that she doesn't have any friends in the group. And then Rashida did that interview about her and Mendici, so she feels like she can't really trust anybody. So that's the reason why she came at Spice the way that she did. I think Spice handled this well though, because she said that she's friends with both Rashida and Yandy and she doesn't want to be involved in it. And I think that that's the right way to go about things. And I feel like she handled this the way that Sierra should have handled things when it came to Bambi and Spice. I feel like she should have told them, look, I'm friends with both of you guys. I don't want to be involved in any drama that you guys have going on. Bambi, don't talk about Spice to me. Spice, don't talk about Bambi to me. I want to stay completely out of it and be completely neutral. I feel like that would have saved a lot of drama this season when it came to the three of them. And Sierra ends up actually showing up while Yandy and Spice are having this conversation. And Sierra basically says that she loves Spice and that she doesn't have any issues with her. But Spice says that she feels like Sierra plays both sides. And Sierra acts one way in front of Bambi and then acts another way when she's by herself with Spice. Spice also ended up asking Sierra if she told Bambi how she was singing the diss track that she made about her. And Sierra said that she did, but I don't feel like Sierra told Bambi that information. I don't think Bambi knows that Sierra was dancing and singing to the diss track that Spice made about her. I don't think she knows that. But honestly, I don't feel like Bambi would really care, because at the end of the day, it's a song. And I just feel like these are all TV friendships. So I don't feel like they all have genuine friendships outside of the TV show. So I don't think that Bambi would really care anyway, but I do think that it's messy. Now, Jock ends up setting up a meetup between Queen Key, Salma Sims, and Erica Banks because he wants them to collab with each other on a song. And when they sat down to have a conversation, Salma seemed like she was really excited to work with Erica Banks. She said that she actually DM'd, Erica Banks before because she wanted to do a song with her, but Erica Banks never answered her. And Erica did admit that she didn't answer the message on purpose because she doesn't like Salma's sound. And I can understand why Salma would be offended by that, because this is somebody that you want to work with and they're telling you that they don't really like your music. I felt like there was a nicer way that Erica could have said this to Salma where it wasn't so offensive, but I do feel like Erica Banks has a right to be truthful and be honest that if she doesn't like the girl's sound, she just doesn't like her sound. But Salma got extremely offended by this and basically tried to say that the reason why Erica Banks probably doesn't want to work with her is because she was working with 1501, that record label that Erica Banks had a lot of issues with. So she feels like that's the reason why Erica Banks doesn't want to work with her. But Erica makes it clear that it's not because of that. It's because she just really doesn't like her sound. And if she can pick one of those girls to work with, she said that she would rather make a song with Queen Key. So that seems to get Salma even more upset. So she tells Erica that she feels like music isn't really working for her, and that's why she's doing this little strip run that she's been doing. So they start going back and forth with each other, throwing insults around. And I just feel like things didn't have to go this far between the two of them. I think that there was a nicer way that Erica Banks could have said that she didn't like, Salma's sound. But I also feel like Salma should have been able to take the fact that, that just wasn't Erica Banks' type of music. And so I just feel like things did not have to go this far. But now they're going to be beefing with each other throughout the season because they said too much. I mean, Erica made comments about, Salma's makeup. Salma made comments about, Erica's BBL. They were just doing a lot. And the look on Jock's face was hilarious to me. Like, I don't think he thought things were going to go down like that, but they did. So at the end of this episode, Karlie is trying to call her daughter while she's in the car on her way to turn herself in because at the time there was a warrant for her arrest because of something that happened with her ex-husband. I heard that it was because she broke into his home. I heard it was that she broke into his home. I heard that it was because she broke some things. I heard that she stole something. I don't know what's true, but she had to turn herself in because there was a warrant and she was trying to get a hold of her daughter, but her daughter was not answering her phone. And by the time her daughter did answer her phone, Karlie was already on her way to the jail. And Karlie was really upset because she wanted her daughter to be there with her because she felt like, it was a scary moment in her life and she wanted her daughter to be there for her because she said she didn't have anybody else. And I do understand why Karlie feels the way she does because her daughter is really all she has and she wanted her to be there for her while she was going through something serious. But at the same time, she also has to realize that her daughter is actually a grown-up and she has her own life to live and she does have a baby. So I just feel like Karlie needs to give her daughter a little bit of grace. I mean, I see both sides of things, but I feel like Karlie put herself in this situation. She married this man really quickly that she barely even knew. She married somebody that was a lot younger than her. She knew he was playing games and she married him anyway, and she decided to do something that made it to where she had to turn herself in. She made those choices on her own, so I feel like, it's not her daughter's responsibility to hold her hand during her making these mistakes, especially because Karlie has made so many mistakes and she's too old to be making these mistakes. And I'm not trying to age shame her, but Karlie has been through a lot of shit. I feel like by now, at this age, she should have learned her lesson by now and gotten some help to work through whatever issue she has, and it seems like she's not trying to do that. So her kind of going off on her daughter a little bit and telling her that she's never going to forget this, I just felt like that was doing a little bit too much. But those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.